Welcome to the 5-Minute Salute. I'm your host, Chris Budihas, and joining me virtually is Sarah Ross, Geisen, and Rod Rodrigues with the Drew Ross Memorial Foundation. Sarah, how are you doing?
I'm great. How are you?
Doing well. And then Rod, also good to see you.
No, awesome. Thank you for having us today.
No, this is great. So Sarah, I'm going to open this up with you. So tell us a little about yourself, and then what is the Drew Ross Memorial Foundation?
So I am a Gold Star sister. My brother Drew was a Green Beret with 3rd Group. He was killed in action in Ghazni, Afghanistan in 2018. We started this foundation in 2021, and we really wanted to just continue Drew's work here. If he wasn't going to be able to do it himself, then we were going to try to do our best to carry the torch for him. And we just want to make sure that we are continuing to support all of our fellow Gold Star families, new and pre-existing, and make sure that we are taking care of all of his brothers and sisters in service as they continue their journey in active duty.
That's first of all, sorry for your loss. Second of all, can you tell the audience, because we have a lot of folks, that are non-military, what is a Gold Star family?
So Gold Star family is the family left behind of a service member killed in action.
Wow, yeah, that's powerful, and sorry for your loss again. So what's the connection with Rod? So Rod, tell us a little about you and then your connection to the Drew Ross Memorial Foundation.
Yeah, absolutely. So I was blessed to serve our nation for 21 years, deployed 10 times. And it's just, it doesn't make me special. It's just an opportunity to serve as a good patriotic American citizen. Like, I really believe that patriotism doesn't just us. It's anybody can serve their nation in a multitude of ways. I was just blessed to serve as I did. I'm a Green Beret as well. I was medically retired after 21 years. Got blown up a few times, and it pretty much ended my career. But my connection with the Drew Ross Foundation is I actually had met Drew. So I retired out of Fort Bragg, now called Fort Liberty, and it's a small community. Special Forces is a really small community. So I had met him shortly after he had graduated the Q course. We're, like I said, we're a big familia. And then, fast forward a couple of years, I ended up meeting his father. Because his father works at a university and serves his community and empowering veterans to this day and their families. So there was kind of a little overlap, and then he brings us here today.
No, that's great. So living legacy. So Sarah, can you tell us, what does the foundation do, and what kind of support do you guys need?
Right now, we really like to serve other organizations that have a very specific mission. If there's one thing I could say about Drew, he was really willing to step in and lend a hand to anyone. He was very involved in another organization, APK Charities, that was run by the family of a former team leader that served his same team. So we really wanted to continue his work and make sure that we could help other organizations meet their mission. So we wanted to partner with GWAT so that they could get this memorial built in DC. We think it's incredibly important. And I know that Drew would think that this is important if he was standing here with us today, to honor his fellow service members who were killed in the line of duty, and to make sure that we really made a national recognition to everybody's service in DC, to stand up there with the World War II Memorial, Korean Memorial, in Vietnam. I mean, I know that this is going to be incredibly impactful.
No, that's huge. I was at, it's now called Fort Moore, previously Fort Benning, 2 weeks ago for a conference, and outside the National Infantry Museum, there's, black paneling of all those killed in the global war on terrorism, and you get to see the full magnitude of loss when you walk by that memorial. And so when you look at the conflicts side by side, it's huge, right? We're talking thousands of folks who perished, but when you put it together, you're talking, close to almost over 10,000 folks. And, imagine the magnitude of, beyond those killed in action, the numbers of wounded in action like yourself, Rod. So Rod, how can folks help out this foundation? And then what's the future for the organization?
Absolutely. So really people can do is just, Google us, find us on social media or on, the interwebs out there. And then just start talking about us, really just start sharing the fact that this is a project that was started in 2015. I joined the team in 2016. We've passed two pieces of legislation, done things that everybody's told me were absolutely impossible to do, like building on the National Mall. Nothing new has been approved to be built on the National Mall since 2003. Thankfully, President Biden provided us with the exemption to that. Prior to that, President Trump provided us the opportunity to build this. So really just start having the conversations. Where we are, I hope to be able to show the world what we're working on the design process. It's a very inclusive approach, meaning we're taking input from our stakeholders,
Yep.
Families like, blessed families like the Ross family, Sarah and hers, that will go into the design, unveil the design hopefully by the end of this year or early 26. Then I got to get that approved, and we hope to be able to start, early 25. And then hope to start digging by early to mid 26 and cut the ribbon on this thing by end of 27.
Wow. No doubt, Drew's looking down from heaven, very proud of what you guys are doing. So, hey, thank you very much for what you're doing with the foundation. I'm going to, make this a call to arms for everybody that watches this video to take a look at the foundation. If you feel compelled, please give both your time and your treasure to help this honorable effort with our global war on terrorism, memorial, and then everything else you guys are doing in the nonprofit space. So thank you very much.
Thank you, Chris.
Hey, folks, if you like what you heard today, follow us on LinkedIn. Please reshare this episode. It's very important for our nation to remember, as we know, many Americans are very short-sighted in what they remember in our history. And what a great legacy the Drew Ross Memorial Foundation is bringing to not only to their families, but also to our nation. So thank you very much, and we'll see you at our next segment.